Boswell. We actually should have had the South Brighton team up together, I think.
There's a lot of us. Kia ora koutou, and thank you, Mayor Leanne. My original submission was originally about what was printed by the Sports and Rec Department about the land that the camp sits on and the fact that they needed to close the camp down. So you can imagine the trauma that caused to a lot of people when we read that, because what they had put in their submission was complete and their proposal was completely wrong. So we have done our research and we have worked really hard at actually bringing forth the important picture on this. The fact of once again saying about the closure of the camp is a real concern, because the first time that came out from the council, there was a letter written by the Commission of Human Rights, who wrote to the council to say that this was not a productive or a respectful way to be dealing with this situation. So common sense has prevailed. Thank you so much to those councillors who have made the effort to find out what is really going wrong and are listening to what we have to say. So the ones that came out and braved the rain, well done. And I noticed that we're also talking about the dead trees and the hedges that within the council. That was not caused by the sea level coming up. That was caused by the flood that we had, and the flood was actually caused by the council workers who stuffed up the drain. So the land is good, and this is why we sit on it. Now, I've talked about common sense because smart business is about common sense. So why would you close down a viable business that has 10,000 tourist nights a year? That does not make good sense. Why would you close down a place where affordable accommodation is there for people who are rebuilding and building their homes? This is sometimes the only place they are able to go to, because every time you can guarantee the build is going to be, or the repair is going to be longer than what they say it is. And they're so grateful that they are able to use this. And many times they actually want to stay and say, well, you know, I'd rather be living here than where I'm going to live. And why would you dispatch 21 families back into an arena where there is a housing shortage, both rental and for buying houses? That doesn't make sense. And why would you put people out of a job who already have one? So congratulations on the fact that the decision is made at this point to close the camp. But I would also say that because of how the Sports and Rec have written things up, there's no way we trust what they're going to do next. So we will be very vigilant in keeping an eye on as this goes down the track. So I'd like to give you the picture of why I am at this particular camp, because we are subject quite often to a lot of covert prejudice of being somebody who lives in a camp. I've had the privilege of sailing around the world more than 5 times. And when I come back and to our beautiful New Zealand, it surprises me and distresses me when I see people who have no concept of the ground that they're walking on, of what they're looking at and where they're living, and how lucky that we are in the area of the world that we live and in the country that we live. So part of my looking at staying in a camp, I actually went around every camp in the Canterbury region. I hired a caravan and did my research properly, because this is where I was going to retire and the lifestyle I was going to choose. Another reason for choosing this is I work presently as a district nurse. I visit many homes where there's a senior in that home, 2, 3 and sometimes 4-bedroom homes by themselves. And to me that is such a waste when those homes could be used for families. They have every right to do that, please don't get me wrong. It's not what I was going to choose to do. My most important reason for staying there, it was within cooee of my 4 children and my 14 grandchildren and great-grandchildren in the Canterbury region. And I promised them once I stopped gallivanting that I would be at their beck and call for children who are sick at school, children to pick up, children that could stay with me for the day, put a meal on if it needed to be, bring in the washing, whatever. I was going to be available to them. And at this point in time, I'm able to do that. And I would like to continue, if you don't mind. And also I have it on a 6-year-old's authority that I'm the coolest grandmother in town. Because when they come down to stay at my place, they can go down and turn over rocks and find creepy crawlies. They can go spotlighting in amongst the trees. We can eat lunch on the beach and include sand in our sandwiches. And these things are very important from their perspective, or go kayaking on the river or go swimming. From my perspective, it's important from an environmental point of view to show them when we go picking up rubbish how important it is in the environment, of teaching them about the birds and the things that we have, of how we control the pests so that these things can continue. So as a grandmother, you know, it's important to me that I am able to share that with them, and it's important in a community that we are doing that this isn't just a little piece of land in the middle of the peninsula. It's actually a very important part of a wider community and a whole environmental thing going on, and it would be seriously foolhardy for us to consider shutting something like this down. Heaven forbid that we ever have another earthquake or an aftershock, because I would be more concerned about my children's homes who are busy rebuilding and building. You know, they're going through hell like most people are, because my travel trailer just rock and rolls. So I don't have that problem.
I'm afraid I hate to interrupt the coolest grandmother on earth, but I'm afraid, I mean, this is the trouble with the 5-minute slots, but I mean, again, I could listen to you all afternoon. We have heard the pleas of the South Brighton Motor Camp residents, and I hope that. I mean, I hear what you say around confidence in the process going forward, and I'm sure we will be as vigilant as you will be. But we are very grateful that you will be too. So, thank you very much.
And please note that we are #1 on the Wiki Internet for the camping grounds in the Canterbury region. Did you realise that?
No.
Okay, that's
very good. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.